Hello everyone, welcome to e-learning. So we're doing part 2 of grade 6 history. We're still on the topic of democracy and citizenship. So let's recap on what we discussed in the previous slide. We said that democracy is a system of government in which people choose their leaders by voting for them in a fair and free election. So that means when you're over 18, you can decide who you want to vote for, and you go and you vote for them using a secret ballot. Now, we discussed that a political party is an organization of citizens who believe that the country should be governed in a certain way. At an election, the political parties tell citizens what they will do for them so they can be elected. So they basically canvass. And we have active citizens. These are citizens that basically vote for parties that they agree with. So if you vote, that means that it's more likely that your party will be elected in power. Then we had the functions of the Constitution. It outlines the power that the government has. It makes sure that the rights of all the citizens are protected. And it sets out how the government will be accountable to the people who elect it. So you must understand that the government's not free and they can't do what they feel like. They are governed by the Constitution. And then we discussed what a secret ballot is. It is used in a voting system where citizens are allowed to vote for the leader of their choice in secret. That means nobody can bully you to vote for who they feel like. That's why it's important not to discuss who you want to vote for. And then we have the role of the IEC, that is the Independent Electoral Committee. Now, this committee ensures that the elections are free and fair, and it promotes also voter education. Then the other thing that we didn't discuss is propaganda, and I'd like to do it in this video. So the definition of propaganda is the spreading of ideas or information or spreading of a rumor about a person or institution or even about a political party. And the purpose of this spreading of false information is to defame the person or the institution for your own gain. Now, examples of this is basically where false information may be spread about a political party to gain more votes, or rumors could be spread about a person to gain a promotion. Now, I said that we were going to discuss Fatima Mir and Pius Langa. So these are two case studies, and either one of them would come out in your exam, or maybe both of them, who knows. So Fatima Mir was born in 1928 in Durban, and she was regarded as an Indian person. She studied and graduated at the University of Natal. She was involved in resisting apartheid and fighting for equal rights for South Africa. She believed that everyone should be equal. She fought against the undemocratic government and even went to jail for 5 months after a hearing because of her actions and beliefs. She organized marches and went for meetings and raised funds to build schools for the black people. She improved her race relations and helped women's organizations. She died in 2010 because of a stroke. And she even sent African children to India to educate themselves. Um, Now, a democratic country, you have the citizens, they have rights, and they also have responsibilities. So you must remember, even though you are a student, you have rights, but it's your responsibility to effect those rights. Now, these are things that people are allowed to do or to have. Rights is something that they have, but responsibilities is something to effect the rights. Remember that. We must do our part to keep everything fair and equal. During apartheid, many people like Fatima Meer spent their lives protesting against the governments and educating others to stand up for their rights. Now, Fatima Meer was a great leader who helped build a democratic South Africa. And we had Pius Langa, he was a justice leader. He was born in 1939 in Buskarant in Mpumalanga. In 1953, he received a bursary at the age of 14. In 1957, he worked in a shift factory. Um, in 1960, he matriculated and worked as a messenger for the Department of Justice. It took him 10 years to earn 2 degrees. During this time, he became a lawyer for justice. In 1976, he practiced as an advocate in Durban as a member of the ANC. And in 1994, he was elected as a Constitutional Court judge. In 2005, he was appointed the Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, and he retired in 2009. Now, he was also instrumental in bringing about fairness and equality in the Constitution and drawing up the Constitution. So we're going to move up onto rights and responsibilities. So here's a slide that I prepared. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you need to know, especially for the exam, at least 5 rights, and you need to know the responsibilities that go with each right. Like, for example, you have a right to a safe environment, you have a right to freedom of religion, you have a right to family and parental care, you have a right to human dignity, you have a right to work, you have a right for freedom and security, you have a right for freedom expression, a right for education, equality, to own property, and you have many, many of these rights, and it's important for you to go through the responsibilities to effect all of these rights. Now we're going to move on to the Freedom Charter and why it was created. The Children's Charter. The Children's Charter of South Africa is basically a document that was drawn up and adopted by over 200 children. So you must know children who are over 12 years old, they helped draw up this document in a special summit in Cape Town in 1992. So what had happened is that they were called by the government and asked them, how can we help you as children? So the children told them, and they drew up this document. It expresses all the problems and the needs that the children of South Africa have, such as education, health, safety, equality, and participation. So it's a set of statements that is made to protect the rights and ideals of children. Now, the Children's Charter, before South Africa's first democratic election in 1994, a new constitution for our country was drawn up. The constitution, just to recap, is a set of rules and responsibilities drawn up for the whole country. Constitution makers use charters to help them in their task. A charter is a set of statements made up to protect certain rights and ideas and also ideals. In 1992, the children of South Africa took part in an international meeting on their rights of children in South Africa, and together they came up with the Children's Charters. Now, all children have rights to express their own opinions and to be heard, to practice their own religion, to be protected, to be safe, to have adequate health care, to have equal and free education, to be protected from child labor, to live in a home where they are not abused, to not be discriminated against, and they have to have a nationality and a name. So those are their rights. Now the mottos of South Africa is diverse people unite. Now they have the coat of arms, the national anthem, and the national flag. They basically unify the diverse people. So the coat of arms is basically the most important symbol of the state. It is a stamp that is on all documents. You get it on your birth certificate, your death certificate, you get it in schools, on your marriage certificates, and it's also on the one side of the coin. So this stamp shows its authority and approval. So the purpose of this coat of arms is to show the government's authority and approval, that they approve of that document. Now, the new coat of arms represents change in South Africa to a democracy. We have the national anthem. This is a song that is representative of our country and the traditions and the history. The new anthem is made up of 5 different languages, and Enoch Sangota composed in Nkosi Sikelele. That is the name of the national anthem. So it is written as a hymn in isiXhosa, isiZulu, Sotho. Then you also have the STEM Fund South Africa, and we have English in it. Um, in today's anthem, it is sung, the last verses is sung in Afrikaans and isiZulu. Now, the national flag, you must know that it was changed on the 27th of April in 1994 when we had an election, and it is a democratic flag, and this flag basically has vibrant colors to show you that diverse people in South Africa unite together across the country to form one country. Right. So hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope that you learned from it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye everyone.